Hello YouTube, Zealous Town here with the review of the Black Box Morpher. Yet another roleplay wonder from Power Ranger Samurai, and I should be fair, the couple of swords, the Spin Sword and the Mega Blade are rather cool. This is probably the only roleplay toy I picked up, even though that I picked up with full knowledge that it's a stinker. Why do you ask? Because I really wanted to be able to put together and display like the Super Mega Blade, the Super Spin Sword, and the Super Bolzuka, which that's a required component of. So, yeah, for 15 bucks you are getting ripped off. You get 2 discs, a buckle, and the Black Box Morpher, which is not only just freaking tiny. I'm not even talking about comparing it to the Inramaru. This thing fits in the palm of my hand, and it only has 4 sound effects. The Inramaru had, I believe, about 2, if not, I think it had at least 1 or 2 for all 30 some odd discs in the Japanese lineup. So yeah, I mean, I knew even before this thing came out or was even like named or anything that this was going to be a stinker compared to its Japanese counterpart, the Inramaru. Reason being is that Bandai America has put next to no effort in the disc gimmick. In fact, we didn't even really start seeing a lot of these until Super Samurai came out, because it kind of had gotten to the point where they had to start putting out some discs with the freaking toys. Otherwise, none of this shit was going to make any sense. So, yeah, just the lack of discs available in America, and the fact that none of them have any differentiating pegs on the back of them to allow anything to uniquely identify them. I already knew the black box before it was even called the black box. I knew it wasn't going to identify discs in the way its Japanese counterpart did. Which, again, I mean, this is kind of one of those things where it's already at a disadvantage, because I think from what I've understood and interpreted is that the Inramaru is kind of like everyone's least favorite. Well, not everyone's, but it seems to generally be the least favorite roleplay toy from Shinkenger, because it's only as good as the size of your disc collection. If you have a couple, it's garbage. If you have them all, well, lucky you. Anyway, so the 2 discs that come with this are the Super Disc. That's what it was called in Japan. I assume it's called the same over here in America. This is what allows them to access Super Mode. Very kind of cool. It's got like this rotating effect animation. It should have been black, but it's red. If you're really bothered by it, you can take like the Black Lion disc and just try to swap the stickers. I don't want to risk tearing the decals, so I'm just going to leave it as is. This gold disc is, which also should have been black, but whatever. This is the Shin, I think it was supposed to be black anyway. This was, in Japan, the Shin Samurai Gatai disc, which allowed them to combine Shinkano and Daikaio into Daikai Shinkano. So basically, I would assume that here in Power Rangers, this would be called the Claw Armor Megazord disc, because that's Daikai Shinkano's name over here. The buckle is the same buckle that comes with all of the Ranger Gear training sets, so it's just gold painted on the front, which is actually very nice. A lot of gold paint on there, and then I'll almost bet you anything that just throwing this in is what added some cost to this freaking thing, is just because they're so stingy with that freaking paint. Shit's expensive. This will hold 2 discs, so coincidentally, you get 2 discs. It's probably why they put it in there, because they realized that 2 discs in the black box would have looked like a freaking ripoff at 15 bucks. They wanted some extra mass in there that did absolutely nothing but make sure you didn't lose shit. So there's that. I usually just leave the Gatai disc in there, so... Now, even if I didn't have the Inramaru, if I wasn't aware of that as a basis of comparison, I would still think this isn't all that great. I only got it for semi-completionist sake. I'm not a full completionist because I'm not going to get a bunch of other stuff that I really don't want just to have it. This was kind of the one step I took in that direction. So it's just so small, and it only has 4 sounds. It's just such a letdown for the cost. To turn it on, you flick this switch, and you can open it up. You don't even have to insert a disc to activate any of the sound effects. It just goes in there for looks. You close it up, and as you push the button, it'll cycle through 3 sounds and then spin the disc 1 click clockwise. So those 3 sounds, and I'll turn it off. Yeah, where this window is, where you can see the animation, kind of, that was originally an LED for the Inramaru. This gold paint was chrome gold, which I can live either. I mean, gold chrome looks absolutely sex, don't get me wrong, but this is it's good looking. It's just not substantial enough for the money, if you get what I mean there. Combinations with the other toys, as I've said before, it does combine with the Mega Blade. What you do is the latch part of the Mega Blade, because of where this attaches, you cannot close the Mega Blade with this attached. So you just shove it on there. It won't click, but it's on. But you don't get any new sound effects out of the Mega Blade or the Black Box when they're attached. In fact, you can't cycle noises of the Mega Blade once that's on. You can't pull this. To remove the Black Box, you simply push this all the way down, and that will free it. Yeah, no new sounds for the combinations. Even with the combination you're supposed to do, the Super Spin Sword, doesn't activate new sounds for the Black Box, which I get that. I do, because even in Japan you were supposed to just turn the Shinkenmaru off when the Inramaru was on it, so that the Inramaru could play sounds. There was an arm here. What you're supposed to do is put the Super Disc here, and then whatever disc you wanted the Inramaru to read in here. There was an arm that would come up to this, so that when you spun it, it would activate a unique noise based on what disc was in here. Fail. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and one more thing is that in the cockpit of the Megazord, they'll fold up the Mega Blade and put the Black Box up here. It doesn't attach here at all, so don't even try it. For $15, you can get a lot more fun with your money. If you're buying this for a kid and you really want it, well, hell, they really want it. But I mean, as a collector, unless you really want the combinations with the swords, just pass on this, or wait for it to go on clearance for like $8 at most. It's just not even close to being worth $15. When you can get the Spin Sword or a Deluxe Transformer for that kind of money, go with the Spin Sword or Deluxe Transformer. This has been Zealous Talon with the Black Box Morpher. See y'all later.